Okay, well, hello everybody. This is Mrs. Rubel, and I'm going to review the work that you had for your first week at home, staying at home and working on your own. So let's just get started. This was the instructions for your parents on what to do, and I wanted to let you know that you had a page that was a page about a new letter and a new sound. So let me tell you those first. So our new letters, first one is J, and J stands for the sound J, J, like in jump rope. And the second letter that we had was Q. I'm just going to move J a little bit out of the way here. Q. And Q stands for the sound Qu, Qu. There's uppercase Q and here's lowercase q. And you'll notice that lowercase q is a circle and then a line, long backwards monkey tail. And uppercase q starts with a circle and then a line through the bottom like a little foot sticking out. Q is a special letter because in order to make the sound, when you are looking at the letter Q, it will always, always, always have a U as a helper. I don't know if that's because one of the words that go with Q, that Q stands for, one of the beginning sounds is queen, and so she needs a helper at all times. But whenever you see Q written, you're always going to see a U after. But whenever I call you to the table to ask you a letter sound, if you see Q by itself, it's still going to say Qu. I want you to say Qu. So that's what we're going to think about. We're going to think about Q for Qu and J for J, and those are our new letters. So this page that you did had pictures that begin with Qu. And so if we were writing them, we would write QU for all of these. And I'm going to name the pictures, and you can look at the page that you did yourself, or you can follow along right now. If you already did it, you can just check to see, did I get them all? Did I figure out which ones began with Qu? All right, so here we go. This is a quarter, quarter. Vase, vase. Question mark, question. Quilt, quilt. Box, box. Wagon, wagon. Bike, bike. Queen, queen. And this little bird's name is quail. This is actually our California state bird. You can tell it's a quail because it has these little feathers up on top. So it's a very special bird called a quail. So we will be circling quail because the beginning sound is Qu. So that's one that might have been a little tricky for you. So on the back of this page, we were writing the letter J. J is not too tricky. It's kind of an easy letter to remember how to write. It starts on the dash line, goes down below the baseline, long monkey tail, and then float the little dot on top. And we were going to write J next to all the pictures that begin with J, J, because that's the sound J makes. So I'm going to name the pictures, and you can check your page to see if you wrote J next to all the pictures that sound like J. At the beginning, first sound, jam. So they wrote a J for us for jam because the beginning sound is J. Jacket, bus, jewelry, jewelry. That one might be a little tricky for you. Jet, jet. Kayak, juice, jump rope. So there are all of your picture names, and you were going to write J next to those that sounded like J. Now for the math, I didn't give very many directions because you've done this so many times before. Easy peasy lemon squeezing. We're taking apart 6 and taking apart 7, meaning we were going to divide these group of 6 dots, yellow dots, into 2 groups. And we would be circling one group and then circling whatever is left. And we were going to do that 2 times. So we're taking apart groups of 6 and 7. And on the back, inside this page, you saw the example. 2 examples, one for number 6 and one for number 7. And then another one for 7. And you know we never repeat, so this would have had to be a different number at the beginning. It could have been 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, but not 5. And it could have been 6. So you decide how many you're going to circle for the first group. It just cannot be 5. You remember that. Flop it over. And on this side, you can see 2 groups of 6 that we're going to separate. We're going to take those apart. We'll be doing different groups, different numbers in each group. And then one way to take apart a group of 7. So if you took this apart by circling 2 and then 4, and you wrote number 2 and 4 here, well then you need to use a different number on this line. This one must be different from above. So it can't be 2. It could be 1 or 3 or 4 or 5 or even 6. And then 7, you can choose a new way if you can think of a new way to divide it, or use one of the ways you've already done. The back is always a little trickier, and we would usually be doing this together. This is tricky because they gave us the number how many are in our first group, and it's going to be 2. So we need to circle 2 for our first group. Let's see how many there are altogether of these blue squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 to start, and that's the number we write here, number 6. Then for this group, we need to circle a group of 2. And how many will be circled in our second group? Well, if we have these circled, then we're going to count the rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll circle 4 and write the number 4. You're going to do the same here. Count how many red squares. Let's see how many we have all together and write the number here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 all together. Number 7 is back and angle down. We also have 2 in our first group for 7, so we would circle 2, and now we need to circle the rest of them to put into the next group. So we would circle all the rest, funny little circle, and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we would write the number 5 here. That's all there is to the math. That was easy peasy. Here are just some checks for you. You're going to circle which 10 frame shows 6. You're going to draw more in this 10 frame to make 7. So if you already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, keep counting. 6 and 7. Oh, we need something in these 2 squares to make 7. One way to make 4, you could color or just outline the dinosaurs. And on the back of this page, you all know how to do this. Make 5. You're going to color some one color, color the rest your second favorite color. Make 6, color some your first favorite color, and color the rest your second favorite color. And finally, take apart 7. Circle some, write how many you circled, and then circle the rest and write how many are left. So that was it for day 1. That was all we were doing, and I hope this helped you to check your pages for last week. I'll be on again with another video for day 2, and I'll see you there.